What's up guys and welcome to FPL Today. I'm the man in the know, JNO, and welcome to my team for Game Week 30 Transfer Thoughts, where I go over my team and the moves I think I need to make to get the most points possible in the FPL game and get my rank as high as possible in the game as well. So if you're looking forward to this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as well as hitting that notification bell so you know when the videos go live on the channel. And let's get straight into the video. Now, if you saw my video on points and performance, you will know I didn't have a great game week 29. Now, some of that is potentially to do with the fact that I am getting my team ready for game week 31. However, if I think about the players that I have transferred out, to be honest, none of the players I've transferred out have actually done that much in the game weeks where I have transferred them out for. And I've kept the players I thought would do well up till about now, and I've just, in my eyes, been a bit unlucky. So the fires I need to put out are, do I hold a transfer for game week 31 or do I use it this game week? I have 2 transfers between now and the game week 31 deadline, which will see me have 11 players with teams playing in game week 31. However, Yedlin doesn't look like a starter at the moment, which means I'll be down to 10. The last transfers out are to be Rashford and Aguero. I'm keeping Pogba, Doherty and Jimenez because they have the most value invested in them, and they're likely to be transferred out if I transfer them out when I use my wild card, because that will mean I have the highest team value to make the team that I see taking me to the end of the season. And then there's a question of, do I replace with highly owned players that play in game week 31 or do I replace them with differentials? My general strategy so far has been to go for differentials because I want to get points other people aren't getting so I can rise up in rank. However, the game week just gone, we did see me have a very bad game week where a lot of other people have brought in the likes of Hazard and Higuain already, and they had a better game week than me. And then we do look at the Yedlin issue. Do I transfer him out? It would probably be for a -4 if I'm going for a team of 11, because at the moment it just doesn't look like he's going to take the place of Manquillo, having not started in 2 games despite no injury news about him. But before we get into all that, we do have a quick look at the fixtures, and you'll notice that it's dominated by teams that play in game week 31, because at least for my strategy, that is what I'm focusing on until game week 32, where I get to use my free hit for the double game week, and then game week 34 where I get to use my wild card. So we have Bournemouth, who look like they have the best fixtures with Huddersfield, Newcastle, Leicester, Burnley, Brighton Hove Albion and Fulham. Now I have Fraser to cover that, but I am interested in David Brooks as well as Joshua King, who could be 2 outside transfers, mainly Joshua King considering the 2 players I'm looking to transfer out, to come into the side for game week 31. Then we have Leicester, who have Jamie Vardy as the player I'm probably looking at if I'm going to bring in a Leicester City player, although there is a slight worry about him being injured. He has Fulham, Burnley, Bournemouth, Huddersfield, Newcastle and West Ham. And that Fulham fixture in game week 30 looks very, very promising indeed. We then have Newcastle that have Everton, Bournemouth, Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Leicester and Southampton. Now I do have Yedlin and Almiron already, so probably not looking to bring in any more from there unless I'm taking Yedlin out. We then have Huddersfield with Bournemouth, West Ham, Crystal Palace, Leicester, Tottenham and then Watford. Now Huddersfield, I've got Schindler. I'm unlikely to bring in any other Huddersfield players right now, and they're not going to feature much in my side after we get past game week 31. Chelsea are one of the big teams that don't blank, and they have Wolves, Everton, Cardiff, West Ham, Liverpool, Burnley. So they could be a big part of game week 31. So I do feel like I'll definitely need coverage in game week 31 for those fixtures. Then we have Liverpool with Burnley, Fulham, Tottenham, Southampton, Chelsea and Cardiff. Now again, it looks like a lot of people are going to have tripled up on Liverpool, especially as they have Fulham in game week 31. I currently have Salah and Robertson, so it looks like I'm running out of transfers to bring in the kind of players that I may want if I'm trying to cover the players other people have. And then we have West Ham with Cardiff, Huddersfield, Everton, Chelsea, Man United and Leicester. Now I don't have any West Ham players, so again, if I was looking, Arnautovic, if I thought he was going to start, would be the ideal one. Snodgrass has looked decent, Antonio has looked decent, and then maybe Chicharito if he is the one starting up front. So there's plenty of players I could bring in with only 2 transfers, both being in the striker position. So I'm not 100% sure who I'm going to go for just yet. And then if we do take the blanks into account, Man City and Man United look like the teams to really be focusing on, with Man United having their doubles already confirmed and Man City looking like they could have a very tasty double game week 32. So we move on to, do I hold a transfer for game week 31, and we can see that Aguero and Rashford on either side there are the players I'm considering to transfer out to make up my full team of 11 for game week 31. Vardy and Higuain seem like the most logical options there for me to bring in. I did mention King, I mentioned Arnautovic, but Higuain and Vardy look like the best two options to me. We can see that Aguero has played an absolute blinder. Maybe he didn't return in the game week just gone, but 56 points from 6 games, returns in 4 out of 6, 8 goals, 12 bonus points. I mean, it speaks for itself. Aguero has been on fire recently with those 2 hat-tricks. Of course, those 2 hat-tricks do build up the majority of those points, but still 2 hat-tricks in 6 game weeks is good. Rashford, on the other hand, has seemed very quiet, so it looks like I'm leaning towards Rashford out for this game week, as they have Arsenal away as well. Arsenal do look like a side that can potentially give Man United trouble. Of course, Man United might run them over. Arsenal may do the same to Man United. But Vardy and Higuain are the ones I'm looking at. I can afford both right now from Rashford because of the money I saved downgrading Son to Barnes. Bringing in Vardy would mean I have 2 players for that Fulham fixture, which could work out for me. Higuain would mean I've covered my bases getting in a Chelsea player. So if Leicester and Chelsea win, or if one of those teams loses, I don't have all my eggs in one basket. There's pluses and minuses for both though, however. Higuain has only played 5 of the last 6 game weeks and he's had returns in 2 of those 5 game weeks he's played in. He's got 27 points from 3 goals, 5 bonus points, 19 attempts on goal, 13 from inside the box, 5 on target, 1 big chance. Chance every 22.1 minutes. Chances created 7 with 1 big chance. Now Vardy, 8.9 million, slightly cheaper, means I could potentially do something elsewhere if I am thinking of taking a hit in game week 31. 23 points. He's got returns in 3 of the last 6. He did have a substitute appearance only in one of those ties though. He had 3 goals as well, 4 bonus points, 12 attempts on goal, 11 from inside the box, 6 on target, 5 big chances. Now that's a big difference to me. Whereas attempts on goal and attempts from inside the box go in Higuain's favour, the big chances are falling to Vardy. Also, Vardy takes very little attempts on goal from outside the box. You can see 11 of his attempts out of 12 are from inside the box. And minutes per chance isn't as good, but of course he's taken less shots. Then chances created is 6, big chance created 1, so chance creation wise is very similar, but it looks like Vardy gets more big chances and his expected goals is also higher. So it's a difficult one to really look at. Strictly speaking, Higuain has a tougher next fixture against Wolves. Vardy has Fulham, so I could try and bring in Vardy and hope Leicester dominate Fulham. But those are the 2 options I have, and most likely whoever I don't bring in this game week will come in for the other striker I take out next game week. And then finally we have the Yedlin issue. Now, Yedlin was brought in because Newcastle don't blank. He looked like he was a player that was creating a lot of chances, getting forward, crossing the ball into the box. He looked like a great option the time I brought him in. Since then, 10 points. He's returned 1 in 4 games. Of course, he's been dropped for the last 2 games. No bonus points, of course, 1 attempt on goal. Minute per chance at 360 minutes. 3 chances created. That's not good enough. And he's not playing, so I'm not surprised the stats haven't improved because he's not been on the pitch. So the players I'm looking to bring in, the easy option and the one that would cover my bases as far as tripling up on Liverpool would be Trent Alexander-Arnold at 5.4 million. I think Liverpool have a good chance of a clean sheet with their opponent in game week 31 being Fulham. Also, Trent Alexander-Arnold has shown he can get assists and he can score a free kick as well. So he looks like the player that's probably the safer option to bring in. 28 points, returns in 2 of the last 3 games that he's played in. 3 assists, 6 bonus points, 2 attempts on goal, 1 from inside the box, 2 on target, 1 big chance. But then if we look at chance creation, 7 chances created with 3 big chances. That's out of 3 games, so that is pretty impressive. The other one I'm looking at, and I've now realised, even though he's there on the graphic, he is on the suspension tightrope, 1 more yellow card, and he probably is being suspended for 2 games, was Fabian Schär. Really impressed me in the Newcastle games I've watched, and I've been watching them because I was hoping Yedlin and Almiron would do something. Neither did. But Schär has looked very impressive. He looks like he likes to get forward. He looks technically gifted on the ball as well. 28 points in the last 6 game weeks, 3 returns out of 6. He scored 1 goal and got 1 assist with 3 bonus points. He's had 9 attempts on goal, 5 from inside the box, 2 on target, with a minute per chance at 57.2 minutes, which is very good for a defender, and 3 chances created. So those are defenders that really stood out to me. I do, of course, look at the Chelsea defenders, and then that depends on where I may spend my money elsewhere. If I have enough money, Azpilicueta looks like a good option to me. It looks like he is kind of capable of getting assists and potentially goals, as well as the clean sheet in that Chelsea side. It looks like he may have got an understanding similar to what he had with Morata, now with Higuain, so that might be something to take advantage of. But that all, of course, depends on which strikers I bring in and if I make any hits elsewhere, because I think there are better options than the players I have in my side. So guys, hopefully that has given you an insight into how I'm thinking moving into Game Week 30. Let me know what your plans are for Game Week 30 and 31 in the comments down below. And if you have enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new, as well as hitting that notification bell, which lets you know when my videos go up live. On Wednesday as well, it should be going live with the FPL Wildcats, so check out link in the description below for the stream on Wednesday night. Thank you guys so much for the support on the channel. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.